What's a fast way to see if the person you are talking to is intelligent? Ask them to explain their reasoning behind anything. It's a way to get people to explain their thought process for you. Then you can judge whether they are being rational, making evidence-based decisions, etc. Whatever intelligence markers you're looking for. Also, in my opinion, it's not awkward or particularly unusual to ask someone to explain themselves. Edit, move explanation from comment below. To reduce why? Spam. Cause I says so. This would be a red flag. I think. It's more of a what's a flag? An easy way to tell if they are not intelligent is if they can't understand that they are wrong about something. Or if they insist that they are correct no matter what others say. Their internal logic is I'm smarter, ergo I am correct, but usually an intelligent person can understand that they will be wrong from time to time and learn from each experience. In academia, I think true intelligence means understanding what you do not know. And it can play out this way in everyday life. I work with this guy who is a Seventh-day Adventist wacko. If I try and tell him he is wrong about something we are working on, he gets super defensive. I have to explain everything to him. He's been pushing back at other people too. He is genuinely a nice guy, but his ego is leading him to get fired soon. Nothing. There is no fast way to tell if someone is smart or not, at least not by some sort of trickery or riddle. Intelligence takes many forms. And the only way to reveal a form of intelligence you are unfamiliar with is to observe it carefully and patiently. This guy is intelligent. Whenever he fixes his glasses, like moving it upwards, it shines. And don't forget the smug. Usually prefaced by a confident her before he drops the logic bomb, explaining how he was actually 24 steps ahead of his opponent the whole time. Generally, it will then be followed by a nani from the other person, before they inevitably get destroyed. If someone has a differing opinion from you and they can hold a good convo without yelling at you or getting heated, I personally think that says a lot. I had a convo with a lovely woman about her religion because I wanted to learn more about it, and I pulled similarities from what I believe and we both learned about each other in a respectful manner, and it was a really cool experience altogether. Their sense of humor. I was going to say this. An abnormally good sense of humor is usually a sign of intelligence. Put joke are fun. I have found that a sharp and subtle wit is a really good way to identify intelligence. It requires the ability to cross-index a lifetime of experiences by time, place, color, phonetic structure, ad infinitum, and assemble a response that is meaningful to their audience in real time. Wait till Lee Mack hears about this. Simple. Ask them to explain both sides of any issue. Doesn't matter what the issue is. If they can't put on the other guy's shoes and recognize why their opponent believes as they do, they probably have a small mind that does not or cannot see beyond their own current situation. Or are drunk. Source. Have had many pointless debates when drunk with friends. Like, why we can't train chickens to perform ritual sacrifice. Please elaborate on both sides. For science. Thank you. Well, we sort of get into a gray area here. On the negative side, human sacrifice is a bit tricky. Due to the lack of opposable thumbs and resulting non-tool use, one chicken cannot peck an adult human to death in a reasonable time frame, say before the end of the solstice. But a flock of chickens is a different story. However, you could train a single chicken to sacrifice, say, a caterpillar quickly and with ease. But doesn't intent come into sacrifice? If the chicken is incapable of specifically killing for the sake of a god, then isn't it just industrialized death? There's a difference between intelligence and knowledge. There's even types of intelligence. Even within one type, say, verbal intelligence, there are multiple facets: vocabulary, reading comprehension, recall, etc. It's easy to spot an ignorant person. It's easy to spot a generally intelligent person. It's quite difficult to determine if someone has pockets of intelligence that may or may not be extraordinary, multiple standard deviations above. I have a friend with autism who's incredibly smart, but most PPL wouldn't know that based on a conversation. Or even a few conversations. With her. Say stupid says what real fast. If they say what? They deaf dumb. Pardon? Top 10 anime betrayals. Close enough. Yet 3 stupid. Edit. I'm leaving the typo there. I'm sleepy. Doesn't work if they say excuse me. Ask them how to spell like up. If they respond I watch you urinate, then you've found a witty intelligent joke. You're driving down a road. In front of you there is a one-armed man and a child. What do you hit first? The brakes. I know this one. The surgeon is the child's mother. Ask a very specific question. And wait to see what they say. What are you talking about? Holy shit, your comment made me heart. They got many words. The best words. Better words than anyone else. Maybe ever. Not ever time, because some have a very fast brain and they don't have a voice when they are thinking. So their thoughts are made of images or concept but not words, so some of them can be or seem confused while they talk because they don't use word and their brain goes too fast to find what they are trying to explain. Smart people ask questions. They are able to identify gaps in their own knowledge and formulate questions to fill those gaps. I guess it's a practical application that's saying that smart people know how much they don't know. Smart people know that they don't know anything. Socrates never gave himself enough credit. He did. He thought that because he knew that he didn't know anything, he knew more than anyone else. He came to this conclusion after questioning all the smart people and hearing from an oracle that he was the smartest guy. Shouldn't he have questioned why he was ascribing legitimacy to an oracle? Watching a person work on a puzzle is, in my opinion, a really good way to gauge someone's intelligence. Certain people develop little systems. Find corners. Edges first. Some do multiple systems at the same time, categorized by color. Similar patterns. The more they are able to process at the same time and the speed at which they do it is a tell. I could see this being true. However, I do think there is a large portion of the population that spends zero time doing puzzles. So if you set a person of above average intelligence, they may still not immediately exhibit those traits of systemic problem solving. New or infrequent tasks are prone to error even for the smartest individuals. Well, but puzzling is a skill that requires practice. And also some of the smartest people I know just suck at puzzling and hate doing it. That doesn't mean they're not smart though. Ask them to spell mildly and put an apostrophe in what's. Shut up XD. I was young and dumb and I don't know how to change my username, hahaha. I understand. Through your comment, you've shown self-awareness and the ability to learn new things. I deem you intelligent. Bar is getting so low lately, no one is winning any limbo contests. Smart people do stupid things too. This is underrated. But stupid people will try to tell you that it was either a good idea or someone else's fault. Smart people do that too. Yeah, like jazz. Homst diva lie I ain't Teddy say. Are you an unmarried woman? A big giveaway is if they think before they speak and if they can reason things out from a point of view that differs from their own. The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposed ideas in mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. F. Scott Fitzgerald. That's a reworded Aristotle quote. Pork no los dos. Pork C. Ask them something insanely obscure and see if they're willing to admit that they don't know. I like this. But I think that's more a measure of humility. You could also say that a smart person knows how much he or she doesn't know. My brother is a nuclear engineer. Top of his class. I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's a literal genius. But he cannot admit when he's wrong or doesn't know something. It's infuriating. I think this comes down to defining intelligence. If you consider it a combination of knowledge and problem solving, then yes, your brother sounds intelligent. It seems like most people in this thread define it more as mental agility, mental flexibility, and critical thinking. I kinda feel like we should do away with the word intelligence altogether and replace it with more descriptive words. It's so vague it's about worthless. They immediately ask what something is when they don't know. They're usually right. Clever jokes off the top of the head. Explain themselves well. They don't use big words excessively. Understands they don't know everything, but can provide some sort logical insight into any situation that may or may not actually be correct but would make sense. Learns from mistakes. Tends to know what their purpose is for whatever they are currently doing better than most. Good at math. Like very quick to answer any math problem. Quick in responses in general. And if not, it's a very well thought out thing. Can be very descriptive in an effective manner. Effective could describe them a lot. Tend to be well-rounded people. Knows what they like and why they like it. They reference things a lot. Often reveal ego issues when you know them better. Won't tell you they're smart unless you ask them. Might play dumb but be completely competent at everything in spite of the dumb appearance. IDK stuff like that. I've noticed that some of the smartest people I know take time to think out their responses rather than having a quick response. This depends entirely on someone's personality type, rather than how intellectual they are on a subject. Not only this, but someone might have informed themselves on the subject a lot in the past, so they can conjure the response at a swift pace. Not to be rude. I just want to inform you of this. If it warrants that kind of response, yeah, definitely. I just meant like they are quick-witted in casual conversation. Agree with most of it but not the math thing. Some of the smartest people I know are horrible with numbers. Best comment of the day. When I was in medical school, there was a guy in our class. Throughout 4 years of college, he never bought a single textbook or wrote any notes. Never studied for any exam. Always was on his PC, watching movies, playing games, etc. Never failed a single exam. In fact, he always got 60% marks, which is well above average. Unfortunately, before he could write the final year exam, he went home for study holidays and died in a road traffic accident. I don't miss him, but the world really did.